Hey, what's going on, Fit Fam? Casey here, and today what I want to talk to you about is something that I love, and that is superheroes. Growing up, my brother and I loved superhero movies. We loved reading all the comic books, and now that I'm a dad, I absolutely love introducing my kids to these stories. And what's really interesting is something I didn't realize as a kid is these stories are amazing for our children and for us too. But I'm not sure if we even realized the superhero arc is what it's called, comic book lingo. But each character has an origin story. More comic book lingo. But each character has an origin story, and that origin story usually starts off in tragedy, right? Bruce Wayne watched his parents die, right? Clark Kent had his planet blown up and his family on it, and he ended up getting adopted. Peter Parker got bit by a radioactive spider and watched his uncle die. And so all of these characters that we know and love all started out with some sort of tragedy in their lives. A lot of the people that we look up to in real life, not in the movies, in real life, all had origin stories, all had horrific things or tragic things happen in their lives, a lot of strife, a lot of struggle, and they ended up overcoming that, and we know them today for whatever they excelled in. And I'm not sure we feel the same way about ourselves. So now that I'm a parent and I'm watching these movies, I'm trying to explain this to my kids. And the coolest part, the one I really love explaining to my kids the best, because it explains it the best, is SpiderMan. While I don't think he's the coolest superhero, the movies actually show he gets bit by the spider, his uncle dies, but then it shows him kind of realizing his abilities and fumbling with them. So he doesn't just wake up one day and he's the finished product known as Spider-Man. He's like, what can I do? How can I do it? And he's fumbling and he's failing and he's trying again. And he's just harnessing these abilities until he's the guy we know as Spider-Man. And if you watched Avengers, he's still not done evolving. Like in real life, we're not done evolving. But the thing I love about these superhero movies is the idea that we can take tragedy and we don't have to let it define us. We can take these tragedies and create a life that, like in Batman's situation or Bruce Wayne's situation, he decided, I don't want anyone to ever go through this like I did. So I am going to help the community and I'm going to become Batman. Right? And unlike Spider-Man, Batman, you never see Batman becoming Batman. Actually, I think in the first one he did. Like, he went away, he started training his mind and really becoming this human weapon, so to speak. And so what I want us to take away from that, and what I'm trying to get my kids to take away from that, is like, look, bad things are going to happen in your life. The last thing you want to do is turn them into an anchor and like nail yourself down and say like, this is who I am. I went through this, so this is me. Because we have the ability to transform. We have the ability to use this strife, this struggle, and then say like, how do I want life to be? How do I want to be? And we make our choices based upon that conversation and say like, in order for me to become that superhero version of me, I need to start doing this on a daily basis and start walking. The Casey you see today needs to make decisions and choices to become that superhero version of himself. It's going to take time. But that's the really beautiful thing about being human, is that we do change, we do evolve, and we don't have to, whatever you see in the mirror today and however you feel does not have to be permanent. And I know maybe you're one of them, but I personally know people, maybe you know people who let the past anchor them down. Maybe they've had a rough childhood. Maybe they've gone through some sort of tragedy, car accident or disease or divorce. There's a plethora of things that could have happened, but it doesn't have to define you. You can now use that and say, like, that's what happened, but moving forward, this is who I want to become. Because guys, understand this. There's only one Casey on earth. There's only one you. We are unique individuals. My brother and I are born from the same parents. We are completely different. So each one of us can harness our abilities and work towards a better version of us and become that superhero we were meant to be. So every day, make choices that lets that superhero become closer and closer to a reality, guys. So take care, and I'll talk to you soon.